I am in a journey to beat the hardest Final Fantasy XIV raid where you fight gods. It was so hard that I had to take a break, drink alcohol for the very first time in my life in an attempt to try and find enlightenment. So then, I came back
with a newfound confidence, and what happened next is...
Fuck. When you think about the hardest thing to do in video games, some people might immediately think about Souls-like game. Or maybe some people might say rhythm games, or maybe FPS games. Welcome, my friends. Today, I want to share my journey in clearing one of the hardest challenges in Final Fantasy XIV. Even if you've never played the game or you're new to the game, you've probably heard of discussions about ultimates in Final Fantasy XIV. You can think of ultimates as a boss battle where we have to fight different adversaries back to back to back. Just like other bosses in video games, if you die, you start from the beginning. Ultimates are some of the most challenging content in the game. Every single one of them is hard, but one ultimate stands above them all. Wait, wrong one.
Yeah, boy.
Killing spree.
I'm gonna die actually. What the fuck?
Triple kill!
An 18-minute fight marathon, 6 phases. The Omega Protocol is widely considered to be the hardest ultimate along with Dragon Song's Reprisal Ultimate. The Omega Protocol story follows.
Shut up! The story in this ultimate sucks anyway.
Okay, fine. Instead, I'm gonna create my own lore. Meet Alpha. They're a chicken. But he seems suspicious. Something just feels off every time I look at him. So for now, I'm putting him on my enemy list. Disclaimer as usual, wouldn't be one of my videos if there was no disclaimer. This video is not a guide. If you're looking on how to do the raid, then there's plenty of videos that will do a much better job than I ever will of explaining individual mechanics. I'm just here to share my personal experience. Now with that out of the way, let's just jump in. This Roomba is out for blood. The only thing stopping him is with your mom, I mean killing him. But it wouldn't be easy, as they immediately cast a mechanic called Looper. Each person in the party is gonna get a numbers debuff, and you know things about to get real when you get numbers above your head. Basically what happened here is, there's gonna be 2 towers spawning. The number 1 is gonna have to take the towers to cleanse the debuff, and in result not dying. Simple enough, right? Wrong. There's also gonna be 2 tethers that has to be taken away, and it will explode, giving anyone that gets hit by it a debuff called Twice Gone Rune. Taking a tower also gives you a stack of Twice Gone Rune, and you've probably guessed it, if you take more than 1 stack of Twice Gone Rune, you'll die. How people solve it is, the ones that get number 3 is gonna be taking the first tether, taking it away from the other players. While the number 1 takes tower to go cleanse their debuff, then number 2 will have to take their towers, while 4 take the tethers and go away from the party. By now, you'd probably know where this is going. When it's 3's turn to take their towers, 1 will have the responsibility of taking the tethers away from the party. And when 4 needs to take their towers, 2 will need to take the tethers away. I can get to the nitty-gritty of who goes where based on the priority system we established, but again, this is not a guide. Go look it up yourself, you lazy nice people. Oh wow, for a first mechanic, that sure took a lot of brain cells out of you.
You thought you could get a rest? Ha 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 ha! Take this, bitch!
Panto Crater. Guess what? More fucking numbers. I swear if this keeps on happening, I'm gonna develop a fear of numbers. Now that you mention it, does number phobia actually exist? It does? So these numbers indicate when you're gonna get your ass blasted by a missile. The basic idea of this mechanic is the carrier of the missile has to be the only one getting hit by it. If it hits anyone other than the carrier, they're gonna die. And then for everyone else, if it's not their turn, they will stack together to tank a laser. And you're doing all that while getting chased by a laser coming out of a Roomba's ass. So you might be asking, that's phase 1 complete, right? Yeah. Just 5 more phases to go. Easy enough, right? There's 2 of them now? The phase starts out with the two tanks being targeted by tank busters, and oh boy, you better mitigate this or else it's gonna hit harder than an Asian mom hitting their children with a belt after finding out they got B in their math test. Definitely not speaking from personal experience, by the way. The next mechanic is party synergy. Now instead of numbers, you get PlayStations above your head. So a bunch of clones are gonna spawn and some of them are gonna do some kind of attack, and their pattern changes according to the weapon they're holding. It usually goes like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You thought I'm gonna explain all of that? No way. And then there's gonna be a humongous ass looking eye that's gonna appear outside of the arena. That thing is gonna fire a beam of laser, so you might wanna dodge it. Although you don't have any hope of dodging it if you're fat like your mom. If you're observant, there's also a debuff. This debuff has two variations, mid and far. Mid you stand middle, far you stand far. Easy, right? This mechanic causes so much wipe even in re-clear parties. And if you suck like me, there's a 95% chance of you forgetting if it's far or mid and kill the entire party. Getting lectured after fucking up this mechanic is always fun. And after all of that, a female's gonna spawn and will cast a knockback while the male casts out a point blank AoE. The goal here is to get knocked back into the safe space and playing around the mid and far debuffs so you don't die because, remember, those debuffs are still there. And the next mechanic is limitless synergy. This mechanic is not that bad. There's gonna be two tank busters coming out from the outside of the arena and both tanks need to take it away from the party. There's also gonna be a male Omega holding a shield, and he's gonna hit one of two people closest to him. So both tanks need to bait the shield so it doesn't hit the party. If you get hit, then go around because there's gonna be a female that's gonna shoot laser where the shield bash originally was. And if you don't get the bait, then go inside with the party. Easy. Female Omega is really thick, but I am a Christian so I need to resist those temptations, which is why I'm putting her on my enemy board. This is just a joke. And in fact, Yeti does not have any opinion on religion. This is just his dog typing his script.
Finally, the players carrying critical overflow bug will receive either critical performance bug, I'll call this blue, or critical...
This phase is easier to execute than it actually looks. There's gonna be debuffs that you have to pass, tethers that you need to break. All in all, it's a very fun little dance that everyone has to take a part in. The transition is really simple. You need to dodge the AoEs from the Fist and Omega. They're gonna send out little teeny tiny lasers on the ground and you need to dodge that. But if you pay close attention, there's also debuffs because of course there is. This one indicates that you need to take your debuff alone, and this one indicates that you need to take it with somebody else. After not reporting anyone for failing at that mechanic, the boss casts Hello World. The actual phase itself looks super complicated, but it's deceptively easy. You don't even need to know fully how the mechanic works to execute it. All you need to know is this is a stack debuff, meaning you have to take it with other players. And this is defamation, meaning you cannot overlap this or you're gonna die. Blue tether breaks when you're too far away and Christmas tether breaks when you're too close. You cannot keep this tether forever or else it will wipe the raid, but if both tethers break at the same time, you will die. So first of all, there's gonna be towers that the person with matching colors have to take. So to solve this mechanic, Christmas tether will go to the defamation side while blue tethers will go to the stack side. Stack will stay close and defamation side will stay far away so they don't overlap. After all of those things go off, tether players need to pick up the debuff and the mechanic is gonna repeat 4 more times. Yes, you can pick up the debuff by holding hands with the other person. The reason you need to pick up the debuff is because if you don't, things are just gonna explode. That's just how it is. I actually gave a proper explanation. So the big colored dump disappears and everyone lives happily ever after. And if you think I'm gonna explain how this godforsaken mechanic works that comes after, then you must be crazy. This phase is fun, but I'm putting it on my enemy board anyways. It's been a while since I saw that chicken. I wonder where did he go? Oh, what is this? A restaurant ad? I'm sure everything's fine. And this phase. How do I go about this? This phase is so easy, I even bet you I can explain it like a middle school teacher trying to teach their students about glucose in the form of videos. but they suck at making it, so they made some god-awful PowerPoint presentations instead. Here, just watch. That's literally the whole face!
So this is set 1. Remember that
if anyone else is
we
caught by the AoE,
first appears,
kill
that's
both
gonna be
players.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way.
Oh, what the? This phase is one of the hardest phase in the game, period. Even with the elegant melon, this phase is still one of the hardest phases out there. Why? Because 1. All of the mechanics is completely random. There are so much variance to the mechanics, so you could get the same variation 5 times in a row, and then in the next pool, you got a different variant. Sure, you know what to do, but there might be little details that can get you killed, like not standing far enough from everyone else, breaking your tether too early, and so many other things. 2. It is a very hard phase so late into the fight. As I mentioned, if you wipe, you start again from the beginning. To clear this phase, you need to dedicate yourself into the art of CBT, short for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, which if you don't know is a type of psychotherapeutic treatment that helps people learn how to identify and change the disturbing thought patterns that have a negative influence on their behavior emotions. To cleanse all of your negative emotions, you need to sell your soul to the FF14 gods themselves, Yoshi P, and meditate for 69 days in the mountain without eating anything but sunlight. After you're ready, you finally can do this. Nah, I fucked up. This phase consists of 3 main mechanics, Delta, Sigma, and Omega. All of them are painfully hard. If you really want a proper explanation, please do check out Tess and Twintel's video, as she is patient enough to explain the entire phase. Did we do it?
Ha ha ha. You guys are too late. I have spreaded my franchise to the whole world, increasing the entire average population's weight.
Wait, what does that even mean?
It's my evil plan all along. After collecting the souls of people who ate my fried chicken, I have finally become invincible.
What the fuck? This is fun. I'm definitely putting this chicken on my enemy board. We have finally arrived on the final phase. This is the final stretch. On paper, this phase is not too bad. It consists of just repeating mechanics with a slight twist every time it's repeated. Like this Cosmo arrow. It has 2 variations that has different dodge patterns that you need to memorize. It's based on whether the inside AoE or the outside AoE spawns first. Unlimited wave cannons, which are basically exoflares, and it's gonna target everyone with a puddle below them. It's also followed by lasers that hit all 8 people. Overlapping them will instantly kill you. And then it's followed up by wave cannon, which is a stack, and the 2 players in front will take the most damage. So make sure the 2 tanks are in front of the laser. And then Cosmo Arrow repeats with a wave cannon sneaked in between the dodges. And lastly, Cosmo Meteor. Meteors are gonna spawn and you need to kill it with caster and range Shelby. You also need to make sure where the ranged is. The reason why is the ranged cannot move while they're doing their Elsa looking Nathan Chen as the cold never bothered me anyway kind of limit break. They're gonna stand up north, and if they get a flare, go south. If they don't, then go north. Easy, right? Well, it is. The hard part about this is, if you're a clumsy boy like me, then you're probably gonna panic and fuck up something and wipe the raid. You're 16 minutes into the fight and your heart is gonna pound like when you're running a 69-kilometer marathon touching grass in the Holy Land of America. So needless to say, the pressure is high and people are more likely to fuck up because of that. Raiding is one of the hardest things I've ever done in video games, but not because of the reason you might expect. Not because the raid itself is harder than clearing an Elden Ring game. Well, you see, me being a university student still has some free time. Meanwhile, my friends are working adults and one of them is even working on satellites. So the main challenges are a problem that occurs outside of the game themselves, like scheduling and all that stuff. So what do you get from clearing this raid, you might ask? A cool weapon? A cool title? That's it. Is it worth it? If it's only for the weapon and the title, not in the slightest in my opinion. But what pushes me to do it is because I'm doing the raid with my friends. Sometimes someone's not feeling it and you fuck up a lot. And mind you, this raid have zero tolerance for mistakes. You cannot fuck up at all. If a person dies, everyone else dies. So if someone's playing bad, that sometimes we don't even progress like at all. But that's also what makes it so rewarding. doing the raid together as a team, going through rough times as a team, and also clearing at the end as a team. As niche as it is, the real reward is truly the bonds that you make with all your friends.
Keep going.
Oh wait. Okay, good.
It's dead. Well done!
Congrats, everyone!
Congratulations.
Congrats on your game, man. I'm getting my KFC. Holy shit.